There's an Avrech from Bnei Brak, a very good guy, sits and learns all day long, comes back from the kollel, and he goes home, and he learns a little more. Sits in his living room, and he yells, and he's so engaged in his learning. Gewaltig. Shortly after he got married, a few months later, he sees that his wife is very upset at him. She can't even look at him. He thinks to himself, what did I do wrong? I didn't do anything to her. Why is she so upset with me? After 2 days, he goes there and says, Rebbetzin, are you upset with me? Did I do something? She says, yes, I am. What did I do? He says, you remember a couple of days ago when you were learning in the living room? You know, I try not to disturb you. And when you're learning, I try not to go into the room, but I had to take something. So I came in so quietly, behind you. And I took something, and you were yelling, Lachimikan, Lachimikan, get out of here, get out of here. You want me to leave? Fine. There's I think, a little more polite way to say it. Lachimikan, get out of here. And you repeated it. What kind of business is that? And he hears this and he says, I said that to you? I don't speak that way to anyone, let alone to my beautiful wife. I love you. I would never say such a thing. He says, really? And you repeated it and out loud. He starts thinking, why? Maybe I was so involved in my learning, I wasn't even aware of what I was doing. Can't be. I never speak like that. When did you say this happened? He says, 2 nights ago. He says, come with me. He takes out the Gemara Masechet Shabbos that he was learning 2 nights ago. Shabbos Daf Vav Amud Aleph, Daf Vav Amud Beis. The Gemara says, if you have a house on one side of a public domain, and you have another house on the other side of a public domain, and you want to make one private domain, what do? You put a lechi mikan and a lechi mikan. Lechi is a 10 tfachim high post that you put in perpendicular to the public domain on this side and on this side, and it constitutes a wall. Lechi is lamed ches yud. She heard, lechi, get out of here. Lamed chaf yud. What a small little difference. He's always learning out loud because the Gemara says in Eruvin Nun Gimel, it's a sgula for memory. Verbalize your learning. Don't just scan it with your eyes. She heard, Lechi Mikan! And he said, Lechi. The Gemara says, Lechi Mikan, Lechi Mikan. So he repeated it. He said it twice. Judge people favorably. B'tzedek tishpot hamisecha. The question is on her. You heard such a thing? Go to your husband and say, why are you saying this? Well, what do you mean? But whoever comes to you have to stretch your imagination. You have to judge people favorably. How can you get to that? Who would think like that? But there's one directive that comes before judge people favorably. And that is what Chazal teaches us in Pirkei Avos. Al tadin es chavercha ad shetagia limkoimo. Don't judge your friend until you reach his place. Until you reach being exactly where he is and stepping into his shoes. And you'll never be able to. Will you ever have the exact same upbringing, same family, same teachers, same experiences, same friends? Never, never. Don't judge. But if for whatever reason somebody comes and puts a gun to your head and says, you must judge your friend, then comes the second directive, judge people favorably. But otherwise you don't need to judge. Who asks you to judge? Are you Ribbon Shel Olam? Don't judge. But if you judge people favorably.